Oh, I was gonna say I would dead ass get Believe It put on me rather than like the Leave Village sound or whatever. Just because I think it would be so stupid. Like I wouldn't actually do it, but like I would
I
rather
want
do that.
okay, okay.
And then because
I
like just
want a believe it
imagine
tramp stamp.
it would, but it would have to have like an explanation point, so you know that you're excited. It's just like believe it.
No, like straight up ripped from the manga, like his biggest believe it you can find. Put it
Yeah,
right above your asshole.
really.
Tramp stamp, dude. Believe it.
Oh,
Tramp
okay,
stamp.
yeah. Yeah, when they're like, I don't know about this, Danny. Do you really want it up there? Believe it. Anyway, welcome
God.
back to
Here we
our
are.
third episode, right? It's our third episode.
Third episode of Degen Alley.
Yeah. We
Now, I gotta tell you, I've been holding this for a while. It's been a while since our last episode.
yeah.
I met one of our own in the wild, and let me tell you, this will tie in to what we're going to talk about later, but people say anime is getting pretty mainstream.
Yeah.
They're still a very, very, what's the word? Smelly contingency that is holding on to the old ways of just being a complete loner.
Now,
And oh my God.
is this anime specific or is it just like a nerd culture? Because we do like there are like the people who are also that way, but in like the comic books, like that kind of degen section of our family. You know what I mean?
Right. Nah, I don't like those guys.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
guys, whatever. But I was treated like a woman at GameStop. Okay, it was horrible because there was this man, so nice as could be,
Mm-hmm.
but I just went to Books a Million to get my sappy love manga,
Yeah, as you do.
and as one does,
Mm-hmm.
trying to be subtle and private.
Yeah.
And this man walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, you look like me." Because look at me. I
Wait.
look like these. I could blend in with these people. I'm wearing a fucking Berserk sweatshirt.
Did
Like
he
they
did
think
he
I'm one
actually
of
say
them.
that? Did he say you look like me? Because I'd be creeped out. I'd be like, I'm out. I don't know what's happening, but I gotta dip at this moment.
No. He was
Okay.
like, "Hey, you like manga?" And then he proceeded to tell me about 4 or 5 different manga that I've already seen. He told me the plots. It
Which is
was.
rough. And so when you say tell you the plots, it not like do you mean like spoiler territory, like 100%? Like
I told him if what's it called, Overlord. I told him I watched Overlord, which is about the RPG guy who gets sucked into the world, and he literally he went through the whole story, and then I was like, yeah, I've already seen the anime, and he was like, oh, well, past the anime, this happens, and I was like, well,
what the
damn, I didn't
fuck?
need to know that, man. I
What
didn't need
the
to know
fuck?
that.
He's like trying to big dog you. He's trying to be like yeah. He's like yeah. But if you read the manga, then you know that this happens or whatever. And you're like, but he doesn't even realize that he's spoiling for you. And you're like, I don't need this
Right.
information right now.
Was these guys are just so excited to have somebody to talk to, and like I get it. That's why I started this podcast so I could talk about this shit.
He's like, I
Maybe
haven't
we should
talked to
have
us.
him on. He could probably like teach us. We could have him as like a little sensei on everything in the world. But it's just like as he was talking to me, I'm just sitting there eyeballing my Wodakoi, my little romance manga. I'm just eyeballing it like, oh, people die? Wow. Can I please read the story about a gamer, please? A
Hmm.
gamer falling in love? And literally, it was like every dark manga you could think of. He was trying to like get me into. He was like trying to pull me to the dark side.
Maybe he's trying to
He's like,
threaten you. He
this
said,
and this, and I'm trying to find something a little lighter. And he was like, okay, how about Berserk? I'm like, I already read Berserk. I'm good.
that'd been hilarious if
Okay.
you were wearing the sweatshirt too. If you were like,
Oh my god.
I think
Like
I
just
think I
like
understand what Berserk
I know a little bit
is.
about Berserk.
God damn, that would have been that would have annoyed me
Literally, it's
honestly.
like honestly, I should get a pass, like as an official like woman for the way I was treated. Just
Yeah.
so condescending without
Because
even knowing he's doing it.
because the dude talked to you once. You're a woman.
Because the dude talked down to me like I was a woman at GameStop. Yes. You know what
Dude,
the craziest thing was? We were mid sentence about something. I was like, oh yeah, and then I walked to go get a different manga, and he was like, "Okay, well, I don't want to bother you anymore. Bye." And I was like, "It's over just like that." This dude spent 20 minutes spoiling like 10 anime, and then he just leaves. He just pieces out.
Yeah, I wonder if he was actually like just genuinely happy to have somebody to talk to, and then afterwards, he's like self-reflecting, like, man, I shouldn't have said that shit, or like maybe I went too far. Like maybe he's just like also
And like,
maybe he's on a podcast right now saying, yeah, dude, I think I actually annoyed this guy in the manga shop or whatever.
well,
Like,
here's the thing, man. It was nice talking to him. He just didn't have any self control.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He got
It's
too
like if he
excited.
would just, and it's like there are so many new people getting into this stuff. Like, why you gotta single me out? I'm just trying to sneak in, grab some manga, and get out.
No, but the way that you told that story, got me thinking about this one person, and I'll never forget. I used to work with them at my last job, and this was around like
Was it
Endgame.
me?
No, this was around like Endgame. You weren't in my last job.
Oh, I forgot.
the
Wait.
I've
Yeah,
had
yeah.
I've had two jobs since that job.
Whatever.
But
Whatever, man.
yeah, you're in the dust, Patrick. Let it go, bro. Let it go. No, but this was around like Endgame released. Maybe, and it. I think at this point, it is safe to say that spoilers are going around. Like, yeah, at this point, Avengers Endgame has been out
Right.
for like
You gotta
maybe
keep your
like
head down.
maybe like 3 months. No, like it's been a while. So like he shouldn't really be upset that somebody spoiled it for him. But somehow this guy has evaded like spoilers for like 3 months. And he basically said that him and his girlfriend just kept being busy and couldn't find the time, but they were gonna watch Endgame together. Eventually they're trying to. Maybe it wasn't 3 months. Maybe it was a month. Maybe it was a month. Maybe I'm giving too much time. But it was still like you should expect people to be talking about it around you. But anyway, this guy was talking to me about this. Talking to me about like the whole thing, and I was telling him, "Oh, it's such a good movie. You got to go see it." Blah blah blah. And then another coworker comes up, and it was like, he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And he's like, "Oh, just talking about Avengers." Or like I said Endgame. I was like, "Oh, just talking about Endgame." He's like, "Oh, you're talking about the one where Iron Man died?" And I was like, I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
how the fuck do you enter a conversation that hot, bro? Like, how do you go in there just going like, oh, the one where he died? Okay, gotcha. Like,
Okay. This reminds me of our old boss because he did that shit all the fucking time.
did he do it purposefully though? Because this guy did not do it purpose. Like, he was like completely lost. He was like baffled. He was like, oh shit, I didn't realize. Like, you haven't seen it? Oh my god, I didn't realize. And I had to like talk to him and go like, most conversations I feel like just out of like being courteous to other people, you should not enter with a spoiler for the movie. Like if they're
Biggest,
talking.
the biggest plot twist in the entire fucking movie. Here's what happened to me. Our
Yeah.
old boss had it was like the week of the last Star Wars movie coming out. The week.
Hmm.
Everybody had gone and seen it except for like a couple. I
Yeah.
hadn't seen it yet, and one other kid hadn't seen it yet, and we were talking like, "Oh, I can't wait to go see it." And then he just blurts out, "Oh yeah, Palpatine's back." I'm sorry, what? Sorry, what? Uh, I would have liked to have experienced that.
What it feels bad,
As
bro.
controversial as that whole thing was, I was like, I mean, why would you tell me the end of the movie? Why would you tell anybody the end of the fucking movie?
To be fair, if I heard that because it was such a bad decision, I would have thought he was joking. I would have like that sounds like a thing where like I don't know, for example, like I don't know, anything like that. It's like oh yeah, in the new movie Obi-Wan comes over and fights Yoda to the death. Like it sounds like something as like random and stupid
Right.
as that. So like if he would have said and Palpatine's back, I would have been like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever," and moved on with my day. Like I would have been like,
And here's the thing. I literally I avoided watching any like commercials for it even because I didn't want to know anything. I didn't want to know a single fucking thing about that movie until I went
"Yeah,
and saw it. And I had dodged for months. And then he's like, "Oh, I just saw it, Palpatine." I'm like,
dude."
motherfucker.
That reminds me, I was at Target and they have No Way Home trailers with the three Spider-Man in there. And I'm like, that's bold. Like I know that it was like one of the biggest movies of all time. Everybody's posting about it. I know that It's but like real like that still seems like
Wait, wait, I haven't seen it yet. What do you mean 3 Spider-Man?
shut up. I know you have
What?
seen it. Shut up. I
No,
know
I haven't. I haven't, but I knew that.
we've talked about it before, so that's why I was like, you've definitely seen it. Did you not?
I almost had you. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we've talked about it before, so I was like, I didn't feel bad about saying that, but yeah, why haven't you seen it yet?
I just don't go to the movies.
The fuck, bro. Going to the actually, I do want to say this. Going to the movies solo, underrated as fuck. It's so much fun. Like it feels like the best adventure. Like I don't go out to eat restaurants by myself, and I don't go to like bars by myself. I still find that a little like weird to me. I don't judge anybody that does it, but like I wouldn't do it. But going to the movies by yourself, completely underrated. Like I go there, I get my own snacks. I don't feel bad about whatever I'm getting. I get like a fucking large icy and a food item and like candy, and I just chill there. I don't have to talk to anybody, and I'm just absorbing the movie through my own lens, because I don't know if you feel this way, but sometimes when you see it with other people, you almost like kind of look at them sometimes. Like movie theaters is a little better than seeing movies at home in terms of this, but even still at the movie theater sometimes I'm like, oh, this was great, and then like nobody else is like reacting, or like I'm laughing and then other people are kind of just like vibing, and I'm just like, is everybody feeling this movie as much as I am? Because I fucking love this shit.
I've never had that in the middle of the movie. I've never had like, oh, maybe I'm weird for like.
Oh wait, yeah, after, I guess more or less after the movie.
The worst part for me is like afterwards, where you're like, okay, I have to have 3 things to say about this movie now instead of just enjoying it. That has always been the worst part of going to movies with people. You have to talk about the movie. I don't want to talk about the movie. We just saw it. I want it be in my head and enjoy that fantasy. I don't want to push it out.
Oh, that's actually different than me. No, yeah, I do like talking to people about the movies, but it does bum me out because
I'm talking like fresh, raw, just got out of a movie, and you have to get out of that fantasy into real life.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see
like,
that. You want to hold on to it.
Good vibe. Yeah.
You want to hold on to it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, but basically, I left the movie and I loved it. And one thing I still love about that movie that nobody can take away from me, I think, in my opinion, best speedster ever done in a movie. I'm not gonna count Sonic with that because that's just a different vibe completely.
He's just built different.
Yeah. Different. But like human speedsters, I think the best speedster done in a movie, because my problem is it's not that the speedsters were done bad in like the X-Men movies, but I think I don't know. I was tired of the gimmick of like, whoa, they're going so fast and like everything's slowing down, whatever, and then he's just like going around like, ha, push the bullet this way, dodge this, blah blah blah. But like this one just like fucking like hard hitting, like, hey, this is their power. They're gonna go kick some ass, and he's like running around just like doing shit, and they like, I don't know. It felt so good because it felt like you tell that she was like obviously super fast, but like it came with so much power. Like she was one of the damage dealers of the group, and that was so sick. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Fucking phenomenal movie. You should actually see it. It's great.
That's probably gonna push me to go to the movie alone.
It's so good.
That's gonna be it. Unless, somebody out there wants to go with me.
Oh. Anyway, we did want to talk about one thing.
Yeah, just cut away from that. That's fine.
We have been going for... Don't
give me a shot or anything.
Oh my god, we've already been going for like 30 minutes. Well, actually, we recorded before. I started recording before we did our intro.
Yeah, so it's probably only been like 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, sure. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the craziness that is anime becoming more and more mainstream. It is fucking wild, and I'm all here for it. I think it's great.
Well, here's the thing. We can't be degens if it's mainstream, so
we have to stop watching.
Do something. Well, here's what I did. Instead, I started watching Seinfeld. That's what I started, because who the fuck has watched that? And this is no longer an anime podcast. This is a Seinfeld podcast. And let me tell you, I understand why it went on for so long. It's because there's only a funny joke every 4 fucking episodes. They just gotta keep setting it up.
Everybody's just holding on to, it's like, oh, don't worry, next episode's gonna be the one. I'm gonna laugh that episode.
But no, actually, I think it's amazing that so many people are getting into it. I think the more the fucking merrier.
It's so great because like
And the best thing is these people who are starting it, they actually shower. You can talk to
yeah,
somebody and you don't have to smell them. It's
and they're like
fantastic.
yeah, and they're just normal people. They're just chilling, and they like I guess like a critique that a lot of anime watchers get is that it's like a personality trait for them. But it is
Yeah, it's like they start whole podcasts about it. It's so cringe.
yeah. But I feel like a lot of people, more people are just like, oh yeah, I watched that show. It's pretty good, and then they like move on. Like it's not like their whole thing. It's not like I gotta watch every anime and I gotta fucking buy weeb stickers and like Funko Pops about anime or some shit. I don't know. It's just like random stuff. I don't know. This
Couldn't
one's
be
not
me.
anime. This is Digimon. Shut up. This is an exception to my
No bitches?
no bitches. What I was saying was that like I think one thing that really like snapped me into like a realization is that I sent you a picture when I saw it. There's a People magazine at Target. At
A
Target
People's Magazine.
of like it
Of
was like
all things.
it was of like anime. I think it was like everything you need to know about like anime or manga or how to get into it or some shit like that. And I was like,
It's like
that's
when they're
fucking wild, dude. That's
when they're trying to get 40-year-olds to understand anime, that's how you know we've made it.
yeah.
Because they're gonna come and ruin it.
Yeah, and then like Target, I will say I don't know what people's opinions are of Target. I mean, I think most people love it because it's kind of
Who the
become
fuck
like
doesn't love Target?
yeah, it's become like this almost like social space where people like make it a thing. It's like, oh, I love to go to
No,
Target and
dude,
spend like
it's
30 minutes.
spiritual. I would perform rituals in Target. I would perform
On the
blood
bullseye.
rituals, sacrifices to the great bullseye dog.
But they are like they do like to push things forward and kind of like any what were you gonna say? What was that? What was that?
I'm gonna get the Target logo tattooed on my ass cheek.
But anyway, what I was saying was that like they usually like to like push stuff forward and they even have like a fuck ton of anime clothing. So I sent you like a few that I found, but there's even more that I didn't send you afterwards. Like I found more AOT shirts and like the full on like Levi and Mikasa like in the front with like the Attack on Titan like logo on the sleeves. There's Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, Demon Slayer. Like
And
they're
it's so
fucking
crazy.
going crazy with that.
Like it's so crazy to see this stuff outside of a fucking Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Because that was the only place when I was a kid you could go to find anything anime, and it was
Bad.
scary to go in there.
It was rough. It was rough
You
to
had
go in there.
like as a small impressionable little lad. I've seen some things in there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just wild to me that it's like going like crazier and crazier. And I've said this before. I don't know if I said this to you, but I do believe that anime T-shirts that are very overdramatic, very out there, are turning more and more into like the vintage rock T-shirts that people rock every now and then, or not every now and then, everywhere right now. Like that's kind of like the
It's
trend.
like the Nirvana shirt.
Yeah.
Instead of Nirvana, it's Dragon Ball Z or Naruto.
Yeah, because like
Or
you know,
now even like you said, like Attack on Titan has gotten up there. Hunter x Hunter. I can't believe
I'm surprised
that
Hunter x Hunter, honestly.
these things that were so niche. I guess Attack on Titan has always been kind of big, but I don't know if I'm just in a bubble or what.
I think it's blown up in the last like 2 years, 3 years. Because I think a lot of people were excited for the fourth season, so everybody was talking about it, and I feel like a lot of people, I
They
alone,
jumped in.
yeah, I alone know like 2 people that jumped in right during the third. Actually, no, wait, I'm one of them. I jumped in like a year before the fourth season came out, and then 2 of my other friends jumped in right before or right during the fourth season. So yeah,
I watched the first season. I watched the first season when it came out. I hated it. I did not like it at all. It was not until the third season came out that I was like, when I went back to watch, I skipped the first season because I didn't like the whole vibe of it. But when it turned into like this intrigue and like what is really happening behind the scenes thing, that's when I was like, I'm in.
wait, so you
120%.
didn't like the first? Okay, I will say I didn't care for the first couple episodes because my friend like kind of like a little overhyped it where he said the first episode's fucking crazy. They go insane. And it was like the show is called Attack on Titan. A Titan attacked the village wasn't the craziest thing. Like it wasn't for me, it was not like
It's
breaking
on the bus.
ground. Yeah, exactly. Same thing with like Demon Slayer, where they keep going like, dude, and then like you get to that part, and then like demons are killing people, and I'm like, what? Demons killing people in Demon Slayer? What the fuck? Like, no, it's that wasn't as intriguing to me. So like the first couple episodes were like I had to get through a little bit. Like it kind of felt a little tough
Mhm.
for me personally. Uh, but then like I can't believe you watched the whole first season. You didn't like it because, dude, when Levi's team got slaughtered, that fucking broke my heart. That that killed me a little inside. I think my soul grew a little darker because I was like, this can't be real life. It's not. It's a cartoon anime. But it's but it felt like my own friends died, and I was like, what what just happened, bro? How is this possible? Like how did everybody
Well,
just die right now?
to me, it felt like how it started. It was just like cheap deaths for shock value. Like there was no, for me, there was no connection. I didn't get that connection, so it didn't really affect me. But it
Gotcha.
wasn't until they like developed characters more and started diving into this whole like what's outside the wall stuff that I was like,
Well, that's what I think. That's also what
also Big Monkey.
I think that's also what
Big
intrigued me
Monkey.
about the first season too, because I think the whole like female Titan is what like got me going. I was like, who the fuck is she? Like the whole fact that like they introduced the fact that another person could be the female Titan because like for a while they were like, oh, that's just like a different Titan, but then they were like, no, Aaron turned into a Titan, so this person probably a Titan too, like a person too, and then they were like, and then like the whole like mystery of what she could do because she was fucking people up. The whole like, for example, when they were going in and she like stopped the healing for one eye and healed the other eye so she could see. Do you remember that part? That and then like and I
It's
feel
been
like
quite
that
some time.
I feel like
I
that
remember her
mystery is
like
what got
running.
me.
I remember her running, covering her spot, and crying. That's about it. Or
What a
no, she didn't.
what a weird specific
No.
spot. She wasn't crying. She was just running, covering it.
There was well, no, they got Aaron out, and then she started crying. That's two
Oh,
separate things.
yeah, I
I
guess.
remember her running through the forest like this, and they were like, "Oh my god, it's intelligent." And then whenever Levi cut her jaw and got Aaron out, she's just sitting there like, you
Was she
don't
actually?
remember that?
I don't think she was crying though. It might have looked like that because her jaw was on the ground, so she was like, but that was just because it fell off. I don't think
I'm
she. I
pretty
don't.
sure it was because she like failed to get Aaron. She was. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. It's been a very long time.
I don't think. I don't
Either
think
way,
she.
whatever happens, you're gonna put a clip in the actual thing. We're gonna look right here or right there.
No, yeah, I see tears. You're right.
Hmm.
While she was doing that, but I don't know.
Pretty good. Somebody who hasn't seen it in 10 years.
I don't know why she was. I know that there's a scene of her crying on the inside when like it cuts to her, but I don't remember seeing that part. But I don't know. Anyway, that show like that is when I finally got hooked. I think when they started introducing like the mystery of that. I don't know that one specific part. I think was like the most intrigued I've ever been into a show at a single moment when I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like they're actually like making my jaw drop of like what is happening is when uh Levi and Erwin, the speech person.
Erwin,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, they were talking about it, and they were like,
Oh, Stevie.
yeah, and they said they're having that discussion at the same time as Aaron and all the whole squad were running away, and they said, and they were figuring it out like in real time, and they're saying, well, here's the thing, uh, if it is like Aaron, and if it is one of us, then they can like have a recovery time, and they might be able, and like if they're better than Aaron, then she might not have like a long recovery time. She might just be able to sprint right after she turns out of the Titan. And then like as they're saying that, they're when their squad's running and like the person's running right by them and they're like, hey, who are you? Who are you? And he just comes over and just slices that dude, slices him up, and then he just falls to the ground and they're like, what the fuck? I was like, that moment I was like, what's happening? What happened? What happened?
What?
But yeah, that was wild. I don't know where we turned into like the Attack on Titan discussion, but
Well, it got me thinking. Like we've got some bad news about our regularly scheduled One Piece segment.
yeah,
That is that both of us have hit a wall.
yeah.
Just so happens that my wall is quite a bit further than your wall, which
I
makes
don't think
me
it's that much further. I
superior.
really don't think it's that much
An
further.
entire arc, an entire arc. You're at the beginning.
You don't know where I'm at.
I do.
You don't know
Have
where
you
I'm
left
at.
Zoe? You haven't left Zoe.
Yeah. Yes, you have. I told you that. I've told you that multiple times. Look at you on your high horse thinking I'm a manga reader.
A
I'm
mangy, as
I'm a,
my grandma used to call him.
uh but yeah, I have.
She
And
did not call it that. She just called them comic books.
the last thing I saw was Sanji fighting his dad.
The German, the very clear Nazi references.
Oh yeah.
How's it pronounced? Is it Germa or Germa?
Germa, pretty sure.
Okay, I thought so. It's they're just straight up Nazis.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty. I actually didn't think about
Which is
that, but
crazy.
I actually completely agree. I didn't realize that relation, but yeah, it completely is Nazis. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, the
I did that in
so
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure too.
really
You would know.
no. Hurt is really good though.
Yeah.
But I don't the people the look of the people don't really intrigue me. They're like the style of it, I guess.
It's very stylized. I it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's very wild. Like crazy shit is happening like that. You gotta really focus.
I've heard it's like zero filler, like all action kind of thing. Um,
I mean,
I
there's
might be
some
wrong.
slower paced stuff, but I
But
haven't gotten that far.
gotcha. But anyway, my wall is that I got to the end of the dub, and I know that there's some people that are gonna be like,
No,
"Fuck
no,
you."
we take all kinds except furries. We take all kinds.
But yeah, there's some people gonna be like, "Oh, just watch the show so much better." But I don't. I'm gonna be real, and this is like one of my most serious like statement. I think One Piece's dub is like one of the best dubs in an anime. It feels so natural. It feels so good. I don't know if I can leave that. I've seen a couple of scenes from the sub, and I'm like, I just I can't do it. I can't switch over, man. I
It's
can't do it.
okay.
So
We all have our attachments that we can't let go of.
so I'm taking a break. It's probably a
Mine
deserved
is my
break.
Robin body pillow. What?
I've been going strong for like 6 months, 700 and
Right.
like 60 episodes. I probably need to
Burnout
like
is
take a
real.
break.
One Piece burnout is real.
That's the sad part though. I'm not burnt out. I'm like genuinely sad that I can't watch it. Like I'm genuinely
Mhm.
like I today I was at the gym and I was like, man, I can't go home and just watch One Piece. Like I can't go home and just like put that on whatever. Like I had a moment a couple days ago where I was looking through YouTube for a video to watch because I was like, what am I gonna watch right now? Like what am I just gonna put on while I'm doing stuff? Because like I can't do it One Piece anymore. I just fucking can't. And your wall is because you ran out of the books that
I
you bought.
I bought a box set and it is beautiful. And I thought the fun would never end, and then it ended very quickly because I read 3 in one day
Nice.
because I was so excited. And I'm like at Wano. I'm at the footstep of what everybody's like. Oh my god! Oh, blah, 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 it's so
Oh,
amazing.
oh. But one
And like
crazy part.
the
Go ahead.
weebiest One Piece shit ever. It's all Japanese samurai shit, and like the little taste that I got,
Did you get the
oh,
Naruto reference?
so good. That was like so long ago.
What do you mean
That
so
was
long?
like a that was like a I'm not sure what specifically you're talking about, but if it's the cover with where Naruto is there with
No, I'm talking about the
Luffy.
ninja. I don't know if they did it in the manga, but in the show,
Oh,
he literally
okay, yeah, yeah.
does shadow clone jutsu. He does like ninja shuriken shit, and they call him like they say jutsu and all that stuff, which that's a normal thing.
Yeah,
But
he does like all kinds of like ninja
well, if they
stereotypes.
didn't have that moment like they did in the anime, they had a very specific moment where they first met him, and like Luffy and Chopper were like, "You can't do ninja stuff." He's like, "No, I can't do that." And then like it had a very funny moment
Yeah,
where
yeah.
like what's his name, Law was in the back. He's very serious. He's just like fucking Zoro, but he's just like serious and he goes like, "So you can't do shadow clone jutsu?" He's like,
Yeah,
"You
that
can't do
was
shadow
they
clone."
did say shadow clone, yeah.
Yeah, and then he like does it like I don't
That
like
was good.
he
It's
actually
so
does it all
funny.
this stuff. And
It's so
like
funny
even
that
Law was like, "Oh
Law
my
is
god."
it's like Zoro too. Zoro and Law were just like anytime something like cool and boyish happens, they're in the background like, Is he gonna do it?
Yeah, yeah.
Is this really happening? Because everybody else has such huge reactions, and I love that they stay subtle, but you know that they're like
They're
very much
intrigued a little
vibing with
bit.
it.
One thing that
Keep
I
really
wanted to
thoughtful.
talk about that
Yes.
was the craziest thing
Mm-hmm.
was that we got like a fuck ton of lore all at once. Like
Oh yeah.
they walked into that cave
God,
and they
dude.
were talking about like every single. I see what you're doing, but you know sometimes you need to like emphasize what's happening, and that's what I'm doing. I am emphasizing with my hands how crazy it
No,
is.
I'm all obviously I'm all about it. I'm trying to be you, baby. I'm trying to
we
do a shadow clone.
we got to the cave and they saw the red poneglyph
Oh, yeah, and Robin got to say more than 2 words. It was fantastic. She said, like, 3 words.
yeah
It
that
was the best episode just for that.
another cute moment when they were like, hey, they're gonna hunt you down. I watched that I think like a couple of times, like going back to it because I just
Oh,
wanted to see it,
yeah.
and they're like, nah, they're gonna protect me. I was like, oh, whatever, and I was like,
And everybody's like, "Stop it. Stop."
stop it, Robin. Oh my god.
Okay, ooh.
uh but yeah,
I love when that happens.
it was so sick. We got so much like so much lore, and that's what I was talking to you about before, where it made so much sense because I was always confused by this because they pushed it as this narrative as like the way to become king of the pirates is you have to sail across everything, like the Red Line, New World, whatever, and I was always like that doesn't make sense because if they just need to go in a straight line and like
Anybody
go there,
can do it.
like yeah, like I mean, like even if it's like a challenge, there's no way that Whitebeard, Shanks, you know, the rest of them, they can't just go like they can't like, but they literally have fucking armies back them. Like there's no way that one of them doesn't like make it all the way there, and then yeah, and then like they explain it that like it's not just you have to get at to the end because like you know whatever like you get to the end and it's just like oh wow you made it there, but you have to like get all of the red things to combine them to find to find
I don't know.
the actual One Piece. And the fact that like they said they only have 3 of them and the 4th one's like still missing. Like nobody knows where the 4th one is. But they have
No, wait.
that's
I think Kaido has 2.
unless that's a spoiler that you're not I don't know about, but
No, because it was in that discussion. They haven't talked about it since.
no, I don't know. I don't think he
They,
does.
they go and steal Big Mom's. They have the one they
No,
just
no,
found.
no. No, there is 100%. I'm telling you, they said we have to find the 4th one. They said we have to find the 4th one, and like he was like, well, if you're gonna do that and that's your goal, then you're gonna have to get the information from Kaido's and from Big Mom's. But
I may have sped read a little too close to the sun. We'll just say that because I don't remember that.
I mean,
I was trying to catch up to you, and then
oh,
I was
okay.
already way ahead of you, and I couldn't stop. I just,
But yeah, in the cave, I remember them specifically saying like, it was like yeah, they're like we just got the information from one, Big Mom has one, Kaido has the other, and they're like, and we still have to find the 4th one like wherever that is, and like apparently there's no information what that is because like I feel like if it was just something like Shanks had it, I feel like they would know because they know that Big Mom has it, they know that Kaido has it, so I feel like if Shanks had it or if like Blackbeard had it, they would know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I feel like if I had to guess, if it's like a normal climax of like movies and shows, there's gonna be a moment where Blackbeard and Luffy are fighting to get that last one. If I had to guess, it's gonna be like this big climax where they're both trying to find the final one. They're both very close, and they're like right there. Whatever.
I can't believe that. Like, since I found out about Blackbeard before I ever started getting back into One Piece,
Yeah.
I can't believe like he's supposed to be the big bad. Unbelievable. We haven't seen anything from him, barely anything, except for like mentions of his crew in forever. Like, he's just completely shrouded in mystery now, and you only see like people around him, and it's crazy because he's been set up to be the guy to beat at the end.
Yeah.
And I just want it. I want it.
We don't even I don't even think we fully found out how he beat Ace, right? Because it was that big climax of them like shooting 2 things at each other, and then they were like they cut, and then I think they cut right there. And
Yeah,
then
we
and
never
then
saw the actual battle.
yeah, and then they were like, in the newspaper, Ace has been captured he was defeated by Blackbeard, and you're like, fuck. And
There's
then now
a
he
couple
has
battles
now
like that, like a Kainu and
the
the ice guy.
the two admirals.
So you
Yeah,
haven't seen their battle.
yeah.
We just saw the aftermath.
And then
And
what's
then
it called?
there's.
And then
Have you
he also has
seen?
Whitebeard too. He also has Whitebeard's ability.
Yeah,
You
but we
haven't seen how he
seen him
used that.
use it since
Yeah,
he first got it.
that's what I'm saying. Like he's gonna be a baddie. He's gonna be tough. That's
I
wild that
think
he
he's got.
what?
He was. If he can have multiple devil fruits, who knows what he really has? Who has any idea? You know,
I don't know. I wonder if there's gonna be a limit because I feel like there has to be a limit. But
the limit is one. The limit is one, and he already surpassed it. He already surpassed.
Yeah. But
He went plus ultra on devil fruits.
it's funny that you bring that up because that's just like the enemy in fucking
If you say
My Hero.
Naruto,
No, My Hero.
okay.
You literally said plus ultra. Why would I go to Naruto? I was like, it's funny that you
don't
said plus
know.
ultra because Naruto. Yeah. Why do you
Because
hate
I
Naruto so much? Why? I need to get down to this hatred because every time I bring up Naruto, you're like, fuck off. This isn't like
Okay.
Naruto. Naruto's one of the pioneers. Naruto's one of the big three.
I
Respect him.
But 50% of it is a meme because I'm a One Piecer for life.
Okay, why can't you like
And-
both?
Because there's
Exactly.
not enough. My heart is too small. It only has room for one piece.
But why do you have to hate the other? You don't even have to like it. You just don't have to hate it.
No, I don't hate it. I do not hate it. I think Naruto is very cool. But
But
One Piece for life.
you're the people that I ignore in the comments, and you know who I boost up and I like their comments is when somebody will put up a list that says like Naruto number 1, One Piece number 2, or One Piece number 1, Naruto number 2. But the comments that are like the shaking hands and you're like, both are great. I respect your opinion. Shake hands, back away. That's all it is. But you're like fuck
I
Naruto.
just think it's funny. I think this is funny to get you all riled up about Naruto. I think
Naruto's
it's like
so
the best
good.
part of my day.
Naruto's so
I like Naruto. I think my favorite character is Rock Lee, and he is underappreciated as far as I've gotten.
Well, I'll
He does
tell
some
you
badass
this.
shit,
I'll tell you this.
and then he just turns into a joke character, as far as I can tell.
No, yeah, they do him dirty because the problem is that they you know his like so Guy Sensei is
Right.
his dude. He's really badass. He has one of the most badass fights in the whole show later on, and he's just like insane. Really cool. But they basically take everything that Rock Lee was supposed to be and give it to him. In my opinion, like that's exactly what they did. Cuz like Guy Sensei usually like he can do like ninjutsu or whatever, but like he's not the best at it. So he mostly focuses on taijutsu, just like Rock Lee.
Right, and that's
but-
how Rock Lee became his pupil.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, I
Um,
see myself in him. I can make him amazing, and then he did, and then
Exactly. So like later on when Guy is fighting people mostly using taijutsu, it's like that's what Rock Lee should have been. Like that's where he should have gone and been the person that's like fucking everybody up with his like taijutsu, just like beating their ass. But whatever. Guy Sensei is really dope too. So like I'm happy. It just sucks that they gave him one of the most iconic fights at the beginning when he's fighting Gaara, and everybody was like, "This is the fucking man, bro!"
Literally.
And then they kind of just throw him away.
Literally, that put him in my heart, and then he has never lived up to it since.
Yeah, they
I just rewatched that fight over and over again. That's all I have. That's all. I have.
one of the biggest.
The drunken fist fight.
That was good. One of the biggest complaints about I don't remember his name right now, but the guy who made Naruto is that he's really bad. He's the opposite of the guy who made One Piece. Oda, right? Is Oda?
Oda Sensei.
Oda. He's the opposite of him where he does such a good job in One Piece of like making the whole world like come together and makes every individual character have their spot, and when they come back they're so like important, or they have like a lot of they have a lot of effect on the world. Naruto's writer basically most of the time goes, here's Naruto, here's Sasuke, Kakashi, fuck everybody else. Like this is like straight up like whatever, like who cares? They're like, Naruto and Sasuke
Yeah.
has to be like the biggest baddies, and like there are other really important characters, but once they play their part, they're just like
And
out of here.
that's like if you don't like the main characters, because I don't like Naruto that much. He's cool. He's not, but he doesn't blow my socks off. And Sasuke, I've never liked. Kakashi is very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I really need to get a haircut.
Probably the best of the three. Yeah, me too, man. I need to get the opposite of a haircut. I need to get more hair.
I'll give you mine. Don't worry.
Please. If you could send the bag in the mail.
Do you want me to send you more than I usually do?
Well, usually they're really curly, so if you could straighten them out, that would be great.
But yeah, so I still think you would like Naruto a lot more if you continued it, because you only saw his childhood era mostly, and a little bit of you didn't even get to the part where he fights in Shippuden, because you only saw the part where Gaara's fighting the explosive guy, right? And then
I went further. I saw
you
Shadow
see
Man and his dad get killed, and he's all sad about it, and he starts smoking because of him.
Did you see Naruto fight the person who killed? No. See, so that's what I'm saying. You didn't get to the point where Naruto fought at all in the thing, because like the beginning of Shippuden was a lot more focused on the other characters, which is what you like. Yeah. And then Naruto was about to come in, and you were about to go like, "Fuck yeah, Naruto!" But then you just stopped right there, and you're like, Naruto's kind of basic. But you stopped right before he got cool. You started right before he was getting more important, and you were just like, "What's up with Naruto, man? He's not there." That's on you, brother. Speaking of that,
this is my own personal struggle.
Speaking of that, let's get to the beef stew of this podcast.
You picked to say beef stew. Oh my god. We are degenerates.
Because we do need to talk about our
do.
favorite protagonist. The whole point of this episode.
Who's the best and who is the rest?
God.
We'll find out very soon. Shall I get started?
Wait, let's do a little bit of... Hey, what's up? It's Danny, from the podcast show you were just watching or listening. We decided to split this episode into two different parts because, honestly, we just talked for too damn long. And it was going to be a ridiculously long, like, hour and a half long episode. There's no point for that. So, I know we kind of hinted at it this time, and we said it last week that we were going to do it. But now, let's move to next week. Next week is when we're going to do the protagonist tier list, and it'll just be its own video rather than just put it at the end of this video. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. We kind of messed up. But, now you don't need to listen to anything before the tier list. You just got it right there. Boom. So, anyway, peace out. Thank you for listening.